Can I be honest about something? I used to roll my eyes every time I hear self-love. Not because I don't want it, but it's because every time I search it up, I look it up, it's all about bubble baths and journaling prompts and people telling me to fill my own cup. And I remember thinking, I am exhausted, I am sad, I am so down, and you're telling me to light a candle? Self love, the way it's sold to us, isn't actually what self love is all about. And that gap right there, that void, is actually hurting a lot of people, including myself. Hi, my name is Sherry, and welcome back to my channel. So today's topic would be the honest truth about self-love and what you can do to love yourself. Real self-love isn't actually what you see online. Real self-love, the kind that actually changes something in you, is not a feeling. It's not something you wait until your life looks good or feel good, or you already achieve something that you've been wanting to do, and that itself is not what actually self-love is. It's actually a decision that you make about how to treat yourself every single day, even on the hard days, actually, especially on the hard days. This is actually kind of true once I see it. I was watching this one podcast on an episode on Diary of a CEO, and it was one of the episodes. I don't actually remember which one, but in that episode, they said that what you will still do even on your hard days. And that made me realize that even on my hard days, I should at least love myself enough to not feel guilty about it. And what that actually looks like in practice, it's a lot less glamorous than what you see online. In reality, it actually looks like keeping a promise to yourself when no one is watching. It looks like not allowing yourself to be in a spiral for 3 hours when you make a mistake. It can also look like choosing rest without guilt. And it can also look like saying no to the things that will drain you, and you know that it will drain you. But sometimes, even if it's just easier to say yes, that's when self-love comes in, when you decided to say no. Self-love is the small daily act being on your own side. And that's it. That's the whole thing. Now I'm just gonna let you know what makes self-love hard, or when self-love actually gets hard. Here's where it gets complicated, because nobody taught us to be on our own side. We were taught to be agreeable. We were taught to not put ourselves first because that's selfish. We were taught directly or indirectly that your worth is what you produce, what you achieve, and who approves of you. So when life gets hard, when life doesn't go as planned, we tend to be so hard on ourselves, to push more, and it's just our instinct not to be gentle. We also criticize ourselves way more, way harder into getting it together. And I'm sure a lot of people have heard of this phrase, which is we are our own worst critics. And I still do this. Yes, sometimes my internal voice will just voice out itself subconsciously or consciously, and it just happens. And the internal voice is so brutal that I will never ever use such words to even say it to someone I love. So every time on my hard days or something that's just not going right, before my internal voice actually get to me, I will always ask myself, would I actually say this to the people I love? If it's no, then why would I say it to myself? So I've talked about what self-love actually is, and I've talked about what makes it hard. So now we're gonna get into how do we practice self-love. This is the part I actually spend the most time on, because this is where things get real. And it's very, very common and normal that you will not always feel loving toward yourself. There are going to be days where you look at yourself, at your choices, your life, where you want to be, versus where you are now or where you thought you'd be. That is when the last thing you feel is love. So you don't wait for the feeling, you practice the behavior. You eat something real even when you don't care. You choose to sleep even when anxiety is telling you to stay up. You let yourself cry without deciding that it's something permanently wrong with you. And you ask for help when it feels weak. And slowly, not quickly, not magically, not overnight, you will start to have this relationship with yourself. The one that you show up for yourself just like you will show up for the people you love. And that's what I'm working on. I'm not completely, I wouldn't say I have 100% of self-love towards myself, but I'm getting there, and it's still a journey. Self-love is all about a journey. It's not, there's no end point or there's no destination to it. It's just a journey, and I'm still on this journey, and this is what this channel is about. Not the polished, perfect version, but the one that we are building together. It can get real messy, but real. If you are in the hard season right now, if life feels heavy, if you feel like you're behind, if it feels like you are not where you want to be, and I'm not telling you to love yourself more, I know how hollow that will land when you're actually in the middle of it. What I'll say instead is this: just be a little less cruel to yourself. That is where self-love starts. 1% gentler, 1% kinder to the person who is trying so hard, even when it doesn't feel like it. What's that one thing you do that is unkind, so unkind to yourself? Tell me yours below, no judgment, because you click on this video and you watch it till the end means that is the start of your self-love journey, as you want to make yourself and love yourself even way more. And this can be our self-love journey.
You and me talking all night.